Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really getting into the second law of behavior change. Specifically, how do you make those habits you know you should do? Well, how do you make them genuinely irresistible?
Yeah, it's a classic problem, right? We all face it. You listening right now, you probably know exactly what you should be doing. More exercise, maybe less scrolling, learning that skill.
Totally. The information isn't the issue. It's the drive, the motivation. We often think, oh, I just need more willpower.
But, relying on willpower alone, that's actually often a losing battle.
Yeah.
Our sources really suggest engineering your environment and your desires is much more effective.
Right. It's less about muscling through and more about making the good choice the one you're actually drawn to, almost making it magnetic.
Exactly. And to figure that out, we need to understand what actually drives us, what makes us crave certain things, sometimes things that aren't even good for us long term.
It all starts deep down, doesn't it, in our biology?
And the key player here is dopamine. We hear that word thrown around a lot.
Yeah, usually linked to pleasure, right? Like, oh, that gave me a dopamine hit.
Well, here's the crucial thing the research points to. Dopamine is much more about anticipation than it is about the actual pleasure, the liking. It's the chemical that makes you want something.
Okay, hold on. So the wanting part, not the getting part.
Precisely. Think about habits that are really sticky: video games, social media, maybe certain foods. They trigger big dopamine spikes. But that spike, it happens right after you see the cue that predicts the reward.
So when my phone buzzes, the dopamine hits then, not necessarily when I read the notification itself.
Exactly. That anticipation, that, ooh, what could it be? That's the dopamine engine firing up. That's the craving.
But wait, if the notification turns out to be boring or the snack isn't that good, shouldn't my brain learn? Like, why keep craving if the reward is kind of a meh?
That's a great question. It points to this. Well, this imbalance in our brains. The neural circuits dedicated to wanting are significantly larger and more powerful than the circuits for liking.
More powerful. How much more?
Some research on the nucleus accumbens, a key reward area, suggests that 100% of it gets activated during the wanting phase, but only about 10% lights up during the actual liking, the pleasure part.
10%. Wow. So the craving machinery is basically 10 times stronger than the satisfaction machinery.
Yeah, essentially. Which explains why we're constantly driven to seek, to anticipate, to chase the next thing, even if the last thing wasn't all that satisfying. It feels, well, rigged.
It does. Like we're built to want, almost more than we're built to enjoy what we get.
And this wanting system is super easily hijacked by something called supernormal stimuli.
Supernormal stimuli. Sounds intense. What is that?
It's basically a heightened, exaggerated version of a natural cue, something that triggers our instincts, but like on steroids.
Okay, give me an example.
Remember those experiments with birds? Like the herring gulls. Baby gulls peck at a red spot on the parent's beak to get food.
Right.
But researchers found they'd peck even more frantically at a fake beak that just had 3 huge red dots on it. No beak, just dots. That was a supernormal stimulus. Bigger, more intense signal.
Or the gray-legged goose trying to roll a volleyball back into its nest because it's like a giant irresistible egg?
Exactly. The goose can't help it. And, well, we're kind of the geese rolling volleyballs in modern life.
How so? With food?
Definitely with food. Think about processed foods. Natural foods have, a certain level of saltiness or sweetness. Your brain gets the signal, enjoys it, then satiety kicks in.
But processed food?
It's engineered. Concentrated salt, sugar, fat, hitting those ancient survival buttons way harder than nature ever did. And they use things like dynamic contrast.
Dynamic contrast, like
Yeah.
textures.
Right. Think gooey cheese on a crispy pizza crust, or a crunchy chip with a creamy dip. That combination keeps your brain engaged, prevents that habituation that, okay, I've had enough feeling.
So it keeps the novelty high, making you want more and more, even past fullness.
Precisely. Our brains are running Stone Age software, basically, designed for scarcity. But we live in an environment full of these supercharged, supernormal temptations. It's no wonder we struggle.
Okay, so our biology is kind of set up to crave these exaggerated things. That feels a bit hopeless.
It's a challenge, for sure. But knowing the mechanism is the first step. We can't just turn off the wanting engine, but maybe we can redirect it.
Right. So if willpower isn't the answer and biology is pushing us towards these intense cravings, what do we do? Fight fire with fire.
Kind of. That's where a really practical strategy comes in. Temptation bundling.
Temptation bundling. Okay, sounds intriguing.
The idea is simple. You link an action you want to do with an action you need to do. You use the dopamine hit from the thing you already craved to pull you through the thing you've been avoiding.
Ah, so you leverage the desire. It's based on that psychology principle,
Wow.
Premack's principle.
Exactly. Premack's principle basically says that a more probable behavior, something you like doing and are likely to do anyway, can reinforce a less probable behavior, the one you tend to put off.
So the fun thing acts as the immediate reward for doing the not-so-fun thing.
Precisely. And you can set it up with a simple formula. First, after my current habit, I will do the habit I need.
Okay.
Then, the crucial part. After the habit I need, I will do the habit I want. And here's the key. You only get to do the wanted habit after you've done the needed one.
Like a reward you control. There was that great example of the engineering student, right? Ronan Byrne.
Oh yeah, the Netflix bike guy. Classic example. He loved watching Netflix but hated exercising.
So he literally hacked his stationary bike.
He did.
Yeah.
He set it up so his computer would only stream Netflix if he was cycling above a certain speed. If he slowed down.
The show paused. Brilliant. He wasn't relying on motivation to exercise. He was relying on his desire to see what happens next on the show.
That's temptation bundling, perfectly executed. The reward is immediate and directly tied to the effort.
And companies do this too, don't they? Like that ABC Thursday night thing, TGIT.
Oh, absolutely. Shonda Rhimes' powerhouse lineup. ABC didn't just promote the shows, they actively encouraged viewers to, get popcorn, pour a glass of wine, make it a whole relaxation ritual.
So they bundled watching their shows, the behavior they needed, with activities people already associated with relaxation and enjoyment.
Yeah. Watching became linked with unwinding. It made tuning in feel like a treat, not just another show. Very clever bundling.
Okay, so for someone listening, how could they use this, like right now?
Well, think about it. What's a task you dread? Maybe processing work emails. And what's something you look forward to? Maybe listening to your favorite podcast.
So the rule becomes, I only listen to that podcast while I'm clearing my inbox.
Exactly. Or maybe you only get your fancy coffee on the days you do your workout. Or you only watch your favorite reality TV show while you're folding laundry. You link the chore to the treat.
It's about hijacking that anticipation, making yourself look forward to the task, because it unlocks the thing you really want.
That's the essence of it. You're making the necessary habit a gateway to the desired one.
Okay, so temptation bundling helps us hack our own individual dopamine loops. That makes sense.
It deals with the internal biology, yeah.
But what about, well, everyone else? What happens when the whole environment, the people around you, are pushing you in a different direction? Does biology still win?
Ah, that's where the social side of irresistibility comes in. It's incredibly powerful. While our biology drives immediate craving, our culture, it shapes what we see as normal, as desirable in the first place.
So habits become attractive, even effortless, when they're just what everyone else does?
Absolutely. We are fundamentally social creatures. We have this deep, deep need to belong. Think about our ancestors being part of the tribe meant survival.
Safety, resources, mates.
Yeah.
The lone wolf doesn't usually fare too well.
Exactly. The lone wolf dies, but the pack survives. That instinct is still incredibly strong in us, even if we don't always consciously recognize it. It shapes our behavior constantly.
And the sources point out we often don't even choose our first habits, right? We just imitate.
We absorb them, like downloading a script from the culture around us. Think about little things, how you talk, how you stand, whether you leave dishes in the sink. Often that comes from mimicking the people around you.
And there are specific groups we tend to imitate more.
Yes, the research highlights three main ones. First, the close. Our family, our friends, our partners. Their habits rub off on us, for better or worse. You pick up their phrases, their routines.
Like automatically checking if the door is locked multiple times if your spouse does it.
Yeah, or adopting a roommate's way of organizing the kitchen. It just sort of seeps in.
Okay, so the close circle matters. What's next?
Second, and maybe even more powerful, is the many, the tribe, the group. We are constantly scanning our environment, consciously or not, to see what is considered normal behavior.
We want to fit in.
Desperately. The drive to be accepted is huge. Remember that study with the chimpanzees?
The nut cracking one?
Yeah. They learned a really inefficient way to crack nuts from their group. Then they were shown a much faster, better way. But when they joined a new group that used the old, slow method,
they switched back to the worst method.
They switched back just to conform, just to fit in with the new tribe. The social pressure to adopt the group norm was stronger than the logic of efficiency. And humans were often the same.
Wow. We'd rather be wrong with the crowd than right and alone. That's sobering.
It really is. And the third group we imitate, the powerful.
People with status, prestige.
Exactly. We're drawn to behaviors that earn respect, approval, admiration within our social circles.
Mm.
If doing something, maybe it's working long hours, maybe it's driving a certain car, maybe it's adopting a specific diet, gets praise and elevates status, that behavior suddenly looks very attractive.
Okay, so we copy the close, the many, and the powerful. How does that help us make good habits irresistible?
It gives us a really clear strategy. If you want to make a desired behavior feel normal and attractive, join a culture where that desired behavior is the normal behavior.
Immerse yourself in an environment where the habit you want is just what people do.
Yes. And ideally, join a group where you already share some common ground. It makes fitting in easier, like that example of nerd fitness.
Right, for people who love games and sci-fi but want to get in shape.
Exactly. Suddenly, exercise isn't this alien thing, it's something people like you are doing together. They share workout tips alongside Star Wars references. The desired habit, fitness, becomes attractive because it helps you belong to your tribe.
So instead of fighting upstream against social norms, you find a current that's already flowing in the direction you want to go. You use peer pressure to your advantage.
Precisely. When changing your habits means fitting in better, means gaining acceptance from people you relate to, the change becomes almost effortless, becomes irresistible because belonging feels irresistible. #outro.
Okay, so wrapping this up. Making a habit truly irresistible isn't really about gritting your teeth and forcing it. It's much smarter than that.
Yeah, it's about working with our nature, not against it. We looked at two big levers. First, the biological one, understanding that dopamine drives anticipation.
And using temptation bundling to link what you need to do with what you want to do, hijacking that craving engine.
Exactly. And second, the social lever, recognizing our incredibly deep need to belong.
And using that by joining groups, finding communities where the habits you want are already the norm, making conformity work for you.
It really shifts the focus from willpower to intelligent design, designing your environment and your social world.
So here's a final thought to leave you with. Our brains, fundamentally, they feel first and think second. Emotion, intuition, craving. That's system one, it gets the first vote. Logic, reason, planning system two gets the second vote, often too late.
So if you really want to master your behavior, you can't just rely on logic. You have to cultivate the desire first. You have to make the rational choice also feel like the appealing choice, the irresistible choice.
The ultimate form of self-control, then, isn't really about resisting temptation in the moment.
No, it's about being the architect. It's about setting up your world, your environment, your social circles, your bundled temptations before that moment arrives, so that when the choice comes, the good habit already feels like the path of least resistance, the most attractive option.
Design your desires. Make the good path the path you want to walk down.
That's the goal.
Thanks for diving deep with us today. We'll catch you next time.